Hello there, lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today I'm going to tell you why giving a game a score in a review is so chuffing important. Now, when I say score, it can be a number out of 5, 10, 100, anything like that. It can be a percentage, it can be, I don't know, a sort of a grade, the number of partially smoked cigarettes in a crammed ashtray, anything as long as it's gradable and can be referenced to a defined scale. It has become more fashionable recently for reviewers to forego a final score when reviewing a game in favour of just saying how strongly they recommend it, how much they liked it, or even how they just gave up after a couple of hours because the game's just too hard. Kotaku! I can fully see why people would prefer to have a level of clarity and opaqueness that reflects how they as a consumer would react to a game. Having said that, reviews do have to have a certain level of objectivity to them, otherwise they aren't really anything more than just an opinion, regardless of how much water a game has. Having a score at the end of the review reinforces this overarching objectivity. For example, I would say that I had marginally more fun with Star Fox Zero than I did with Xenoblade Chronicles X. If I were to allow my subjective opinion to be the guiding force, I should logically give Star Fox Zero a higher score. But I don't. Star Fox Zero in my mind is an 8 out of 10, and Xenoblade X is a 9. As reviewers, it's our responsibility to see beyond our own opinion and analyse every game in a deeper and more macroscopic manner. We have to take visuals, mechanics, execution of ideas, audio, controls, longevity, narrative, and so many other factors into consideration when reviewing a game, and all of these are boiled down into the final score that we give. Not that long ago on my Twitter account, I said that if I could re-review Splatoon now, I would give it a 10 out of 10, and I stand by that. Now, realistically, I probably like Splatoon a little bit less than I did when I reviewed it because it was new, fresh, and exciting, but I gave it a 9 out of 10 because it didn't have that much content, and that was really its only downfall. With all the free updates we received, the game is now, in my mind, a 10 out of 10, though by definition I don't love it as much as I did when I first played it, but I do still love it to bits. By removing the idea of a score that can be easily compared to other games and relying on a more arbitrary system, these objective notions can be very easy to ignore. And then you're just giving an opinion, you're not providing a review. There are still games I don't like that are objectively good games, and I don't think I could call myself a critic if I didn't give them an appropriate score. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, for example, is a cracking game with lovely visuals and great gameplay, and whilst it's maybe not as good as Assassin's Creed 2, it's still a good game. Having said that, I hate it. It was a birthday present that I had explicitly asked for after loving the previous game, but I was so jaded by a few minor differences that really rubbed me up the wrong way that I can barely stand to play it today. Should I give it a 3 out of 10 because of these reasons? Of course not. A score of 10 out of 10 isn't a guarantee that you'll enjoy a game, because no one can know that except you, after you've played the game. By the same token, someone saying a game is essential or that they really loved it also isn't a guarantee. There's no real advantage to omit a score for a game, no matter how difficult it is to try and express a game's merits through a single number. As long as you've written a proper review, your justification for giving a particular game a particular score will be apparent and completely opaque to anyone reading it. Well, most people. Just be sure though that your review is largely rooted in objectivity and not subjectivity. Although subjectivity comes into it all the time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you give that subscribe button a long, hard stare, and be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. I don't. Star Fox Zero in my mind is an 8 out of 10, and Xenoblade Chronicles is an X. What?